And howdy, everybody. It's your boy Brian, back with part 3 of my series on not breaking into the comics, making your own comic. This time I'm going to try and talk a little bit about promotion. How do you promote your book? How do you sell your book? How do you sell it to a publisher? Do you sell to a publisher? Do you crowdfund instead? How do you get a crowdfunding campaign going? How do you get it funded? I have done these things successfully. I don't say that to boast. I say that with real gratitude. I put in a lot of hard work and it paid off, ultimately because I had a good product. So keep that in mind. If you don't have a good kick-ass comic book, all the self-promotion you want to do probably isn't going to take it very far. I mean, not to say I haven't seen some ugly books getting funded. You all know who you are. And I don't mean that in a mean way to members of the Comicsgate community, because I do love you all, it's... But I do believe, the cream of the crop rises to the top. Anyway, yes, what were we talking about? Promotion. Okay. You are going to have to learn how to hustle. This may not be the easiest thing in the world for you. That's okay. I live with a mood disorder that includes depression and anxiety, and used to suffer from really terrible, terrible social phobia. It's gotten much better now. I'm actually a hugger. Whoever thought that would happen? Old punk rock me from like 30, 40 years ago is just looking at me now. It's disgust. But anyway, so you're going to have to get your hustle on. Going to my first convention, it was the New York Comic Con 2015. I remember that The Walking Dead was like the thing at that show. I actually walked past Frank Darabont and recognized him. And man, if I'd gone to get a Godzilla figure from the Bandai booth. Man, if I'd had comics in my hands, it's like, oh dude, sorry about The Walking Dead, but here, check this out. Yeah, so you are going to have opportunities to run into people. You're going to have opportunities to sell comics. To do this, I kind of believe in the Ray Bradbury school of thought, where you jump off the cliff and you build your wings on the way down. Most people would say start with a small convention. Fuck that. Okay? No. Jump in at the fucking deep end like I did. I'm telling you. It worked out for me. For the first day, yeah, it was kind of like, boom. Because also, my booth was getting a ton of attention. It was me and the artist on the book, Adrian Sibar, who had flown in from beautiful Buenos Aires, Argentina, and my friend Wes Huffer, who was the cover artist. All three of us were there. We were signing books. We sold somewhere between like 300, 400 comic books. And once again, not boasting, because, I mean, we ruled Independence Alley there, but it might have something to do with the fact that we were the only comic that wasn't about zombies. But I still like to think it's because we had a kick-ass product. You're going to want to get a banner. We had a big old banner, that had the cover art and a quote from a very famous writer, Joe R. Lansdale. You might know him from Bubba Hotep, Hap and Leonard. I'm a huge fan. He graced me with this beautiful quote. Boom! I put that up there on the banner. You got a 6-foot standee of the character, 6 foot six-gun gorilla cardboard standee, you know. Got one of those. Got little cards to hand out to people, like sort of like bookmarks, you know. So when somebody would come by, you know, you make eye contact. You go, oh hey, here, take one of these, free. It's cool also if you have some copies laid out for people just to pick up and flip through and let them know, like, hey, if you want to kick the tires first and check it out, please. Once again, you can do this if you're confident in your product. Buy camping chairs, because at the conventions, this is one of the ways they fuck you. Yeah, sorry about the breathing. It's winter, it's dry in here, and I have like a deviated septum. Don't worry, I'm not like doing any white drugs. Uh, yeah, I got two camping chairs, and buy those. They fold up really easy, because they will charge you like, I don't know, something stupid like $75 for like a steel folding chair. So yeah, no, you can save money by buying like a cool camping chair, and they've got little pockets in them, you know, where you can like put your stash your drink and your ice and your nuts and you know, snacks and stuff. It's always good to have those. I had bananas on the table. You know, people would walk by and see me eating a banana. They would think that was kind of funny. I'd offer them a banana, so when I say take it, I'd be like, hey, you know, rich in potassium. You want to make yourself open. Don't be pushy. Don't hassle people. If they walk by and they kind of like look, smile, walk on, or if they just ignore you, if they sneer, whatever, it's all good. But yeah, you might want to keep a little a bowl of free candy there, something that's gonna where people are going to you know, maybe stop and take a look at your product where normally they might just stroll right by. Now, online hustle, totally different, totally different. You are going to have to hang out in the chats. You're going to have to hang out in chat rooms, and you're going to have to establish a presence in the chat rooms. I would say a good maybe 6 months before launching your project. That's to say, if you're planning on launching in 3 months, doesn't mean you can't still just jump in there. That's what I did. I got online, involved in the YouTube chat specifically. You know, War Campaign, either Vince Skyver, Cecil, all those cats. Your boy Zach, Tug. This is gonna sound like gibberish if you don't know anything about Comicsgate, but I encourage you to do 15 minutes of research before you come to a conclusion about Comicsgate. It's one of those things. It's like Gamergate, where it's like you hear something and you go, oh god, gross, right? That's something I would want to have anything to do with. But then once you do 15 minutes of research, you're like, whoa, wait a second. This story has been completely misrepresented. These people have been misrepresented by the media. Same thing. But the thing is, most people are too fucking lazy. They will not do the 5 or 10 minutes, 15 minutes of research. So be aware that if you're going to align yourself with a group like Comicsgate, you are going to be branded. Does that really matter? Doesn't to me, you know. I've gotten threats online, on Facebook, from social justice warriors, people who are comic journalists, or really more like activists, telling me to basically shut the fuck up or I'm going to cancel you. I'm going to ruin your career. You know, to which my response was, what career? Okay? The comic book industry is dying. Okay? Social justice warriors have fucking killed it. It may never recover. I'm hoping, you know, that this is a cyclical thing. The heroes as they're being written right now, they're not heroes. And so, how do you bring the industry back? How do you bring superhero comics back? You make them into heroes again. That's what Grant Morrison did and Mark Millar, 10 years or more ago. But until then, who knows? I think you have nothing to lose by aligning yourself with a group like Comicsgate, because it's like a family, and people will watch out for each other and promote each other's books. And I have never heard a racist, sexist. I mean, don't get me wrong. People say some pretty filthy shit, especially like in the war campaign. They will backhole you, and they are you go on a show like that. You know what you're getting into. But that gets me on the subject of live streams. How do you get on live streams like Ethan Van Sciver? Of course, he's like the holy grail. If he has you on, your book's getting, your book's going to do very, very well. Your campaign's going to do very, very well. But he's not very accessible right now because he got backstabbed by a bunch of people. So what you want to do is approach people like Antonio Bryce. Shout out to Antonio. He was the very first person to have me on. Helped me get my sea legs. Great guy. Definitely go to him. He will hook you up right. Stand-up guy. Another stand-up guy. Clint Stoker, Sweetcast. I think I sent him like a super chat or something, and I was like, well, how do I get on these streams? And he had the very simple answer. You ask. Politely. Don't be a dick. Don't be pushy. But, shoot him a message and be like, hey, here's my book. I'm promoting it. If you want to check out the campaign, if you think that this is a book that is worthy of promotion, or if you want to have me on. Because here's the thing, too. It's a quid pro quo, so you don't have to feel guilty. They're giving you a place to promote your project, and you are helping to give them content. Okay? So, it's, but it's not just about that. These are like genuinely nice people that are happy to hook a brother or a sister up. You're going to need exposure, and when you go on your first stream, expect to be awkward. This is a very strange medium. I'm still getting used to it. I'm still adjusting, and yet I have used it to successfully fund my project. Six Gun Gorilla right now, I'm proud to say, is just about, the campaign goal was 3,000, and we're up at just under 8,000. So, not like, that didn't blow up huge. Didn't do as well as like Von Klaus's campaign, Monster MD. That's a killer looking book. But it got funded. And I feel like once people get their books, people are really going to be happy. Once again, that's where you got to put your focus. But don't worry about hustling online. It can be learned. Best thing to do, just dive right on it. Just jump off the cliff, build your wings on the way down. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. This is your buddy Brian signing off. Peace. Love, and so 95,000.